Hi, welcome back to our Ivy and the Inky Butterfly page. I'm wondering if you're wondering what this is. This is actually the French flap and the cover of the book. But if I colour on top of it, this line, it makes a funny mark, so I've left it sticking out of the book, also leaning on the book underneath. Anyway, today we are going to be doing, I think, the books over here. So I need to come in closer. I actually will tuck that in. It's going to get in my way. We're not going to be colouring on that part of the book. Let's move us into the middle. There we go. I have to move my pencils all around again. I hope everyone's well today. I have just been dealing with two different lots of customer services. So yeah, I'm in need of a bit of a colouring break. It's always a challenge, isn't it? Right, let us think about the flowers and things hanging down. What are these? Not sure. Let's do the two flowers. We've got some really pretty pinks in our dragon set particularly. I think I'm going to use the Lady Jane. I think it's this one. No. Yeah, there it is, Lady Jane. It's a nice pale pink. I'm going to use it in sort of delicate flowers to start with. Yeah, I was dealing with two lots of customer services. Firstly, I went to a shop and bought some shoes, and they told me I could have a refund if I needed to bring them back. And when I took them back, they insisted I had to have store credit. Now, apparently that's their company policy, which would be fair enough had I not been promised a refund. A refund that I would always consider to be cash, not a store credit. So I'm trying to sort that out. I haven't got anywhere so far, so I was a bit cross. I'm going to use the Ruby Rose for the inner bits. There's also in the dragon set. It's a much darker pink colour. And then also I had been selling a few things on eBay, and one of my buyers said that hadn't paid, so I said, do you still want the item? And he said okay, and I said, well, when are you going to pay for it? And he said maybe Augusts, like that. His English wasn't particularly good, and I want the money before August, so I had to get in touch with customer service to find out what to do. Right, the pages of the books. Now, I always like the pages of the books to look slightly goldish, brownish, as if they're aged or as if they've got gold on. I don't know about you, but it's this Cobra. I've got a Bible which I was given as a christening present, and the edges of the pages have got gold on, and I always think it looks rather lovely. I mean, it is thumbed and the gold's wearing off. It is quite old, and I use it quite a lot. I mean, it's interesting to look things up, I don't read it. I used to when I was younger. I don't really now. I'm going to use the light bronze for the next book. I'm going to vary it a little bit. The light bronze is a where is that? I remember I struggled to find it last time. It's in the greens, isn't it? There we go, light bronze, Monarch. Yeah, so, and I used to read it as a teenager, and then I sort of put it away for a long time, and then I sort of use it as reference every so often, as if there's something someone says or something and I want to check. And then when my boys were studying RE, religious education, in case you don't always shorten it the same way everywhere, then it was quite useful. Green tea in the Monarch set. Is that this one? Yeah. Another one that looks slightly goldish, I think. So yeah, it's been a very useful book, and it was my christening present. And I've actually talked about it before and explained that my christening date is my anniversary date. So I got married on the same day I got christened. But I didn't get married in the church though. But it's still quite a coincidence. Cardboard from the Dragon set is my next choice. That one was a little bit green, wasn't it? But this is a very interesting looking pile of old books, I think. Now you could draw in more pages on here, but it's so little. I think it's easier just to sort of fill it in really with some colour. Now I am going a little bit darker over these lines that Johanna's drawn, but I'm not entirely sure it's making a big difference because her lines are doing all the hard work, aren't they really? Light one, maybe there's the skin tones, can't use those. Let's try the nugget from the Cobra set. I've been really hot and I've left my cardigan next door and I'm feeling chilly in here. It's quite odd weather today, or it's raining at the moment I think, but I was quite cool and I had a cardigan on, and then I was helping my son. He wanted to get some chairs down from his bedroom which he's taking back to IKEA tomorrow for them to sort of recycle. And I think I'm going to use the stinkbug for the last one from the stinkbug is from the spider set. It's called Black Widow, this set. It's because I call it the spider set though because they're all Black Widow. Yeah, so we had to take them apart to get them down the stairs, down 3 flights of stairs, take them apart. One of them we'd washed the covers and we had to get the filling back in the covers, and that was really hard work. So it's very hot work. Whew. Right, I'm going to use the burgundy for the top book. That's a scorpion pencil. I think it's this one. Yeah. Now on the book, with the books, have a look at the shape of the books. Can you see that the spine looks like it's curved? We can see the curve there. So what that means is that the centre of it is closer to us than the top and the bottom. So if we colour the bottom darker and then go a little bit lighter towards the middle and do the same down the other way, quite hard with a thin book, then we can start to give the impression that the book is slightly bent, sort of thing. It's quite tricky in this little space. I'm trying not to go over those little lines. If you find it too hard, just colour over the lines in this and then go over them in a dark colour. There we go. Now this bottom piece, I'm just going to do just in a line. It would probably be darker nearer to the pages, but that's too fiddly for me. Now the top of the book, we're right on the top, we're probably catching some light, so I'm going to start here quite lightly and then just sort of fade a little bit, go back here, sort of fade a bit like that, so it looks like we might be just catching a bit of light. I think that's a little bit too light. I'm going to try that exact thing again. Just press a little bit harder, well, layer up a little bit more, so that although we still get a lighter bit in the middle, it's not quite so pale. There we go. It still looks like maybe it's catching the light on the top, sort of shiny leather book. But we need to do these bits on the end, and I'm thinking maybe a reddish brown. Just having a look at what I have got that isn't in the skin tone set. What's that? Oh, excuse me. Dark chocolate scorpion. I'm yawning again. How many of you did I make yawn? Dark chocolate. I've actually been watching a little bit of tennis. Nottingham Open is on, and our women are doing quite well. Well, one got knocked out yesterday, but one just won when I was next door talking to customer services. I can do the next book in a dark blue. I always think quite dark colours are rather nice. I use the Blue Moon from the Monarch set. one, I wonder. Sorry, I'm not very familiar with the colours at the minute, so it's taking me a little bit longer to find them than I would like. There's the blue moon. Yeah, I think one of our men got knocked out today, but the men's tournament isn't so high. I don't know how to put it. Level, such a high level, because you get different levels of competition in tennis, and you get the main big tour, which the big players are on, and the women in this tournament are in that. But for the men's side of things, it's actually just a minor event. I think I might put a little bit of darker blue around the edge of this book, just to give the impression, got a little bit of shadow there. Yeah, there we go. Right, next book. I quite like to do a green one. We've got this sort of bluey green, the wizard that we use, so I'm going to look for a different green, the sabre. That's a great green for this particular. It looks blue on the bottom, but it isn't really. I think it will work. This is also a dragon sabre. So yeah, I'm sort of keeping an eye on the tennis and the elections. Everything's going on at the minute. Got football starting soon as well, the European tournament. As far as I can tell, it looks like France might win. Of course, we've got the Olympics coming up too. I think that's at the end of July, isn't it? There's lots going on this summer. There we go. Oh, it does look quite blue, doesn't it? I thought it was green. It's in my greens. It's a bit like Terra Verde Deep in the Castle Arts Gold. Oh well, it's okay. It'll do. You can, if you haven't done it yet, you might want to switch the order of a few of them, maybe. But it's okay. Now that piece of paper there, and it's like a bookmark. I was really tempted to do it like mellow yellow, which is a really fluorescent yellow, like it was a post-it, but I think no one would put a post-it in a book. So we'll do something pale. Let's grab this. Oh, just throw a pencil across the pig's ear. Scorpion, just a pink. Just keep it quite delicate, like that. There we go. Simple. Now our next book, it's got a complicated spine. Now I have just noticed that in there we can see the inside of the pages where they're glued. That's interesting. Anyway, spine colour first. I'm thinking brown. Ooh, yeah, maybe the dungeon from the dragon set. That could be a good one. Is that this one? Yeah. Dungeon. Now, I'm going to start light. It's almost a Mars black. It can get so dark if you layer it up a lot. But dark brown. Just put a shadow in along there. Don't forget that bit up there. Now, I'm doing this bit while I'm thinking about what to do with that spine. I think I'll not colour it, the pattern, and we'll put something else in there in a minute. Now, I really should be going darker here and lighter towards the middle. It's tricky when I kind of colour around little teeny tiny leaves. I'll do my best. If it doesn't quite work, I'm not going to get too worried. Just put a darker bit along those edges. There we go. Now I'm thinking in here it's going to be really dark. I'm just going to make it really dark with this brown, like that. There we go. Now the pattern, well, I've got this leafy thing going on, so I'm thinking let's grab the green grass from the scorpion. Yeah, there it is. Nearly sharpened the name off this one. And do these. Now some of them have got a bit of brown on from where I'm not very good at staying in or outside the lines, not inside the lines. But I'm not going to worry. And in fact, it looks like I could do with just going over that a little bit again. Sorry, reach across and grab that dragon. Cool, grab a dragon. A bit dangerous, isn't it? There we go. Now this bit, maybe I'm quite keen on the idea of some golds, but we've got all our pages in gold, so that's a bit. Oh, maybe you could do it in silvers. Let's grab the gunmetal from the Monarch set. Where are you? There it is. And do one of the, maybe every other stripe with this. It's quite pale. I'm gonna layer it on a little bit. Hopefully it can be seen. And then a darker silvery colour. Yeah, I think I'm going to use the Dark Knight from the Dragon set. It really is quite dark though. And it's a very sort of bluey grey. I found it really hard to know where to put it on my colour chart. But I'm going to use it lightly, so it doesn't look quite so overpoweringly dark. It's actually ended up making that grey look quite brownish grey, but I don't think it matters. There we go. Now I'd really like a green book. I did try and make that one green, but it ended up that I picked a colour that wasn't very green. So I'm going to use the opal green. It's a bit confusing, got an opal and an opal green. This is the opal green from the Cobra set. Okay. Can find it, there we go, rather than the opal which is in the Monarch set, and it's more of a blue or turquoise. Now we've got these dots, studs sort of thing. I'm going to colour over those with my opal. I'm going to make the book cover a little bit darker here, I think, and then sort of fade it out. And then I'm going to go over those stud bits in a different colour after. Yeah, same with the spine. I'm going to go darker here and then just lighter to the middle, and then darker from the bottom again and lighter in the middle. We'll join it up so that it's got colour everywhere, and then do this bit. There we go. And the colour, because we need to overwrite the green, I'm going to go quite dark. I was tempted to go brown, but we've got brown above there, so I think I might actually go black. Yeah, let's just use the Black Widow. There it is, the Black Widow black. Give it a sharpen. There we go. And firstly do these studs. Bit, I'm doing it a little bit darker on the edges, and then I'm going to put a bit of black in here too, a bit lighter, so it just looks a little bit shadowy. And we need to do this little piece of paper again. I'm going to go lighter for the paper. What shall I use? I might just use the light purple. This one, amethyst. Just keeping it a really light touch. There we go. Now our last book, I was thinking maybe a violet. We've got Space, which is a lovely colour. Yeah, the grape I actually prefer, but we'll use Space because it's a little bit darker. Now under here, the books are overlapping. It would be darker, I think, compared with the very edge of the book. So I'm going to try and fade it a little bit, like that. And I'm going to do the same here, sort of fade out from that book, and here as well. And then I'm going to try and avoid, I think, the little details. Like that. The inside bit, I might just do it in the dark sort of purple violet there, like that. And the details, I'm again tempted to do them in gold. No, I need to keep it different, don't I? Oh, excuse me. I'm looking on my swatch chart now, thinking what sort of colour could I do. I think they're green, aren't they? They're leaves. I'm going to use the lavender. I'm not going to go green, I'm going to go pink because we're on a sort of purple. So here's the lavender. We used this colour last time, didn't we, for our beads? There we go. Now we've got this little label to do. I'm thinking let's go for a pale blue, just so it's a little bit different. What's this colour called? This one looks good. Oh no, it's not. This one. This is skye, I think. Yeah, skye. It's got an E on the end, so it doesn't mean sky as in the sky. It's the Isle of Skye, I'm thinking. Or maybe someone can't spell. Now, we've got these bits here and here and here. But we've got bits like this elsewhere, I think. Yes, we have. So I'm not going to do those now. I'm going to do them to tie in with the other ones which are on the other side of the page, which I'm sort of vaguely pointing at. So what I'm going to do is leave that there and finish that other bit on another occasion. So that is me. So thank you very much for watching. Hoping that you have a super day. I'm going to zoom out so that you can see the whole page so far. We've got quite a bit left to go. Oops. There we go. So yes, hope you have a really super day and happy colouring.